I am trying to read 100 pages in a day for 14 days, and I'm already failing. Great. So I was on my storygraph, as one does, and I was looking at my reading challenge goal and saw that I am 5 books behind being on track. So I think, oh, can I read 5 books in 14 days by the end of the month? So I do some quick calculations on the 5 books that I think I want to read, how many pages are in each, and then how many pages I would need to read per day over the course of 14 days to get to the end of the month. Turns out I need to read about an average of 100 pages a day. Now, day 1 was a complete wash. Woke up at 4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning, people. And it came in handy that I did this for a couple of weeks ago. Was up and at 'em, had my coffee, read a couple pages, then promptly went back to bed. Day number 2, also a wash for morning reading. But we are home now after work. I am going to change into some comfy clothes. I am going to settle and read and hopefully knock out 100 pages because I desperately need to do so. Good morning. It is day 4 of this reading challenge, and I have yet to have a day where I read 100 pages in a day. But I think that is all going to change today. It is Saturday, first of all, so I have much more time for reading than I do during the week. And we're also going on a road trip today for something very exciting because we are potentially getting a new puppy. We are driving 4 hours away to see a litter of puppies, and we are pretty likely going to come home with one. So really excited about that day. I'm going to bring you along on the journey and to see the puppies, and hopefully we will come home with one. So let's get driving. I forgot to mention what I'm bringing to read. So I'm going to bring The Woman in the Library, which is what I'm currently reading. I am a little less than halfway through that, so I'm hoping to finish that on the drive up. And then I'm bringing 2 books for the drive back because I don't know what I want to read yet. The first is Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young, which I'm super excited to read because I loved Next of Kin. So loving this kind of next series already, so I'm hoping that I'll love this one too. And then in case I want to stay in a mystery mode, I've got Arsenic and Adobo by Mia P. Manansala. So we'll see what I get up to on that front. Hello again, back home now with a new puppy named Jackson. He is a Goldador, a Golden Retriever Labrador mix, and he is just the cutest little thing. It was a really nice drive up. We stopped for breakfast, got to see the sunrise, and I read The Woman in the Library. I actually started about halfway through the book, a little more than halfway, and ended up finishing the book, which was really great. Glad to have a book under my belt of these 5 that I'm trying to read, and I finally had a day where I read 100 pages. So that was great. Now, The Woman in the Library. This book. What the like, truly. I have thoughts. Like, I am pretty displeased with how it ended. I don't think that the killer was super developed as a killer. Like, it was definitely a surprise. And not necessarily in, like, a great way. And the last page of this book drove me mad. Like, if this is not the first book in a series, I'm gonna be so upset. I'm going to be so upset. That's the type of cliffhanger that it ended on. So I don't know how I feel about this book quite yet. I think I'm still in the like midst of processing it. But I did also read a couple pages of Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young on the ride. So that is starting off pretty well. I'm like not even enough in to give a review or like say how I feel about it yet. But excited to read that one over the next couple of days. Hello, it is day number 6, I believe, of this, and so far I have only had one day where I have read 100 pages. That is going to change today. I am really enjoying Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. I flew through some pages, about 40 of them, while I was at work today on my lunch break. So I'm hoping that I can knock out another 60, maybe even a little bit more to make up for some of the days where I have not been reading 100 pages a day and play a little bit of catch up. I'm feeling pretty good about my 5-book goal because I think I can make it halfway through this one today for sure, if not more, and then hopefully finish it off tomorrow and then start another book. So let's get to reading. Day 7, and I just finished Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. I really liked this book. It is up there for me with Next of Kin. I think I liked Next of Kin a little bit better. Excuse my puppy, he is just a panting little mess right now. But I did really love the mental health representation in this. As someone who has struggled with my mental health in the past and sometimes still do, I really loved how realistic and honest this portrayal of our main character Lane was and her struggles with anxiety. Like, it can just be so debilitating, and I think the author did such a great job of representing that in this book. And their love was just so sweet, and Matt is just so soft, and it was just like a beautiful, beautiful story. Really, really recommend this one if you love just like soft, sweet, honest romances. So I read 111 pages in this book today. So we met that 100 pages a day goal today. I think I'm going to start on another book here before I go to bed. So hoping to maybe get a few chapters into that, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Hello. Coming at you from my lunch break at work. I am sitting in my car at a park. It is a beautiful day. Sunny, clouds in the sky. The temperature is like in the 60s, which I love. One of my favorite temperatures. Either that or the 80s. The 70s I can miss, but the 60s and the 80s, love. So I've got the windows down. I'm going to do a little bit of reading. I started the Townsend Family Recipe for Disaster by Shauna Robinson last night. I quickly realized that this book, I think because it's an arc, does not have page numbers. It has like locations. It has how much percentage-wise I've read with the book. It has how many minutes are left in the chapter and in the book, but no page numbers. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to read this over the course of 3 days. So I want to get to 33% in the book each day. I'm at 4% right now. So got a little ways to go, about another 30% to go before I hit my goal for the day. So let's see how much I can get read during my lunch.
The next day.
I believe, of this challenge. I had a good night last night. I read my 100 pages, which was great. And this morning I am up early. It's a little after 5 a.m. And I am going to read before work. And I've got a good amount of time during the day that I think I'll be able to read. And then I hope to read when I get home. So I'm hoping to play a little bit of catch up and finish this book today. I'm only on I think 45%. So a little more than halfway to go, but I'm really excited about it. I'm really enjoying it. It is such an interesting read because it talks about family dynamics. It talks about race. It talks about the intersections of both of those things. And I'm really enjoying the main character and her experience with being a mixed person. I am not mixed, but as a light-skinned Black person, I get treated like a mixed person quite often, and I realize that being lighter skinned does come with some privileges that I think, makes me seem whiter. So it's interesting to read that on page as well. So let's get to some more reading for the morning. Good morning, friends. It is many days later. I have finished this challenge. I have a rambunctious puppy in the room with me, so you're going to hear lots of background noise, for which I apologize in advance. But I thought I would just wrap up this video quickly and let you know how the rest of the days went in this 2-week challenge. So day 10, which you just saw, I did promptly go back to sleep. I read about 20 pages over my lunch break that day, and that was about it. The next day, day 11, was a Saturday. I actually got my hair done, so I was in the chair for, hours at a time. So I think I read about 160 pages. I finished the Townsend Family Recipe for Disaster, which I loved, which is an interesting thing to say about a book that had some really heavy topics, but ended up loving that book. I felt really seen by it in a way that I hadn't in a while, maybe ever. Day 12, I read Arsenic and Adobo a lot outside because it was just truly a gorgeous day. I also took myself to a coffee shop and read a little bit there, so got about 115-ish pages in total done. So 2 days in a row that I got 100 pages or more read, which was pretty good. Day 13 was exhausting. I think I read 15 pages that day. And then day 14, I read absolutely nothing. So we had 2 really good days and then 2 not so great days. Overall, I actually really enjoyed this challenge, and I do think it helped me read more. I read 100 pages or more on more than half of the days, and I definitely think I read more every day for the most part, except for the tail end there where I had some pretty bad days. But I liked it. I think just like waking up at 4:30 in the morning helped me wake up earlier, this challenge also is going to help me read more on a day-to-day basis. So that was fun. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you tune in for the next one, and I'll see you there. Bye.